Yeah, so today, as I'm getting out of my Uber to go into this train station, there's those big money trucks, right? What is it, the Garda, whatever truck. So I'm seeing it. It's right in front of the train station. So I get out of my Uber and I have my bag or whatever, my phone, everything's in a bag. Cool. Why the heck my phone drops right in front of the money truck? It's like God wanted me to really just pay attention to what was in front of me. There is some dollar bills on its way. There is some dollar bills on its way to somebody. Okay, this message may not be for everybody, but it is for somebody. All right. And then I want to point out how yesterday on my way to the train station, I was chopping it up with this Uber driver. She was so lit, having a great conversation. And I looked to the right outside of the window as we're driving, and someone's license plate was SSS11L. SSS11L. I said, look at their license plate. She was like, oh, that's cool. I'm over here like, girl, that's a dollar bill. And then today, I see the money truck, and God had to work. Literally, my phone fell on the ground outside as I'm getting out for me to really be like right in front of this truck, okay? There is something about to hit you off guard, okay? Money, a deposit, a refund. Something is about to hit someone off guard here, all right? And it's going to shock you. It's unexpected. It is unexpected. Because first of all, I was trying to figure out what the hell they was doing there. It wasn't like it was early, when they coming in to make a big drop. It wasn't like too early. It was just like, what are they doing right here? And then why did my phone have to fall out the car literally right there? And then yesterday, y'all, because I was doing another video, but I'm going to just add it all into here. Yesterday when I was coming home, it's maybe like 11, 12 at night. I'm in this Uber and we're driving. It's ghost town. Nobody's outside where I was at. I look to the right, y'all, and there's literally a fire. Like the grass and stuff is literally on fire. It's behind this gate. So I'm like, what the hell? The Uber never even looked to the right and never noticed it. It was like a whole line on fire. So I'm like, okay, I'm the only person that saw this. I don't see nobody outside. I'm like, okay, I need to, maybe reach out to 911. I need to tell somebody this before it becomes bigger and before it gets on the buildings that's next to it. So I send a text to 911 to let them know, hey, actually, I'm going to read the text. I would have attached it to this message, but I'm just going to read the text to y'all about what I text to 911. I said, just rode past downtown in an Uber. There's a fire started by the old City Blue downtown. I said that, but I didn't want you guys to know too much. So they said, 911, where's your emergency? Is the building on fire? And then at this point, I had called them because I felt like I didn't really see the text and I wanted them to really get on it because it was spreading and I had already went past it. So I told the Uber, I said, hey, can you turn your music down? I need to call 911. It was a fire back there. You didn't see it. And he's like, no. Right then and there, maybe I should have responded like, oh, shit, it's a fire. But it was just more so like I was very calm and I'm just looking at this shit like, what the fuck is this really life? Is this really life right now? So he's like, what? It's a fire? What? So he turned the music down. Then I called him and I told him like, hey, send someone here. I don't see nobody outside. So then they text me back and they said, we have the fire department started. I said, perfect. I didn't see anyone out there to call y'all. And they said, thank you for reaching out to us. I said, of course. And then it said ending session. If you need more help, contact 911. So I already read it to you. That was yesterday at 11:17 p.m. All right. So listen, it's so much that I can say. But I want you guys to tell me what you think that this all means. All right. I want you guys to tell me what you think that this all means. All right. Because, listen, From the license plate saying dollar, 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 to me coming home last night and there's a fucking fire, to today getting out the Uber and dropping my phone in front of the money truck. It was just, you guys should know by now that my life is very divinely guided and spiritually led, and nothing is just like a coinkydink. It's not just a coincidence. This is how God, warns me or prepares me or tells me what's going on in the energy or what is coming. All right. So yeah, someone is about to get a big check. All right. Maybe it's $11,000 coming in a month. Maybe it's 11 million. I don't know. But it's something. It's funny how that number 11 is very significant. Okay, and 1 + 1 is 2. And 2 is unity, partnership, something coming into union here, a connection. All right, you connecting with your money, maybe you connecting with wealth. Okay, something's going on, but the way that the fire was behind the gate is telling me that there's some people that is dealing with some type of fire right now. Things is going on in their life that they're not too happy about. But more than likely, it's probably because of their own consequences of their actions. We all have choices. It's up to us to try to make the best choice. What would Jesus do, right? It's up to us to make good choices based on whatever comes our way, because things is going to happen to every last one of us. Bad things happen to good people. Bad things happen to bad people. Bad things happen to all people. Bad people respond in a bad way. Good people respond in a good way. And this is how they keep going and going and going and elevating to the next level. It's not about what's coming on your path. It's the way that you respond to it. Right? It's not about what happened in your life. It's how you overcame it. It's not about the test. It's about the testimony. But you got to get through the test to get the testimony, to claim the victory. But people don't, everybody don't do that. Some people can't see too far. They're just in the moment. They're spazzing in the moment. They're mean in the moment. They're jealous in the moment. They're hateful in the moment. They're not thinking long term. They're not thinking about, their karma and how they want to be blessed and they want God to do things for them. But you out here doing all these shenanigans and God is sick of you shenanigan again. But you keep shenanigan again. The fuck? You gonna shenan again and then get mad that God is like, Or you're upset because you keep going through the same cycles over and over. Well, how about you pass the damn test? How about you respond differently? How about you respond with the light inside of you? How about you start apologizing? How about you start righting your wrongs? You can't just keep being a shitty person, putting out shitty energy, and never alchemizing and flipping the energy to turn good and then expecting good shit to happen to you. You're not flipping the energy. When things happen bad to you, you're happening bad right back. You're doing bad shit right back. Oh, excuse me, y'all. We got to think before we speak. We got to think before we react. We got to think about how this is going to affect us. We got to think about if God is going to bring this up and judge us for this. Like, you can't just be hateful and jealous and doing bullshit to people or wishing bad on people. And then you over here trying to figure out why your life feels bad. Well, have you ever thought that maybe the bad that you was wishing on somebody else never got to them? Because God said, well, you already living a bad life, so we just going to keep this energy right here. Sometimes you can't put that bad energy on somebody else because they're too close to God. God is like, oh, no, you don't deserve that. Oh, no, that's not part of your story. Oh, no, you overcame that already. So we're not even going to do that to this person. People be upset because they're trying to wish bad things on you and it's not sticking with them. It's not sticking with you. It's sticking with them. Should I be mad too? I'm trying to manifest something bad in somebody else's life and then keep manifesting in my own life. It's because that person is probably not in that vibration or that frequency and that energy no more. So it's not going to stick to them. They already passed that test, so they're not even going to fall for the tricks. To be humiliated, to be embarrassed, to be any of that, because they're too smart. Their discernment is way sharper now. Because as you continue to learn lessons and do the right thing, God notices you. His angels notice you. So it's a lot going on. I'm getting money. And people may not be happy about you receiving this money, right? With that fire, this is somebody, maybe they ain't want you to get this money. They didn't want you to get this wealth. They was trying to keep it from you. But the fire didn't come outside of the gate. So it's like you're protected. They're burning up. They have to deal with that shit. They have to deal with all the evil that they tried to send your way. You're so protected. And what's crazy is it was nobody outside, but I seen this one crackhead, and I don't want to call him a crackhead, but baby, let's just be truthful here. It was given very much crackhead. He was leaned over, and he was standing right outside the gates. That was the only person that was standing out there, and he damn sure ain't had no phone to call 911. So when I got on the phone with 911, I did tell myself, oh, it was one crackhead, he's standing outside the gates. I don't think that he started the fire. I think he just walked over and seen it. Maybe he was intrigued, or he was trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Who knows? But the fire ain't touch him. The fire was inside. He's on the outside. So it's like something ain't touching you. You know what that just made me think of? Y'all remember in the burning fire, Daniel brothers, and how God is so funny and so creative, how he let one of the king's men walk past the fire and they died. Just to show you how powerful and hot the fire is, and how someone can die because it is that hot, right? God do things so intricately. He had the king's man walk outside of the fire, and that man died, just so that he can show them who is God. Because Daniel brothers got into that fire, and they was standing there, and the king is trying to figure out why he still see them standing there and they ain't burning up. They was all happy and giggling until he realized that them brothers was still just standing there. And then he went over to open up the thing, and then he said, oh yeah, your God is real, because look, you don't even smell like fire. You don't smell like smoke. You're not burnt. You're not dead, nothing. But what did God do? God purposely let his men, the king's men, die outside of the fire, just to show you that someone could die. You can die. It is hot. It is real fire, but not my people. I don't care where you put them. You can put them in the fire, but I'm going to protect them. You could put Daniel in the lion's den, but I will protect him. So that man standing outside of the gate, it just kind of reminded me of that story. He didn't die or nothing like that, but it was just, you're protected. Whatever they was trying to send is staying within them. Somebody trying to send you bad black magic or bad juju, and it's reversing right back to them. The fire is inside of them. It did not go out into the street. It did not go on the gate. It is not coming to the outside. It is within them. Everything that they tried to send your way, baby, has been blocked by God. God himself. God did that. God said, you don't deserve that. Who they sending that to? Who this for? Motherfuckers hating on you, trying to wish bad and death and all this crazy shit on you. And God is like, who this for? Nah, huh? It's like Job. God said, you can do whatever you want. I trust Job. He's one of my strongest, faithful believers. You can do whatever you want, but you ain't killing him. Because God is like, who this for? Not Job. Not him. You can try him all you want. He ain't going to lose his faith in me. But you ain't finna kill him. Who this for? Who is this for? Because it ain't for my people. It ain't for my children. Not for my chosen ones. Not for my anointed ones. Oh, bro, when I say it felt like it was so calm. I did not react in the Uber. I just seen this fire. I'm looking at this damn fire like, what the fuck am I looking at? It felt like I was in a damn movie. A literal movie. And then I told the Uber when he dropped me off, because I wasn't going too far. I said, yo, turn back around. You're going to see the fire. Because he was just so wasn't even focused on what the hell was going on. That has significance in it. Because not everybody is hip to what's going on spiritually. Not everybody have spiritual eyes. Not everybody can even see physically. Shit, it was right there and he didn't even notice. It was to the right. And I'm sitting on the right in the back, so I'm in the back seat regardless. Come on now. It's literal flames, y'all. It was like a whole line of fire. A line. It wasn't just one little second. It was a line of fire. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta call 911 because who else is gonna tell about this fire? And if I wait, the building might catch on fire at this point. So yeah, this is giving me a backfire energy. This is giving me that someone wanted to put you in a fire, but instead they got stuck in the fire themselves. Because the fire did not come out of the gate. It was stuck in that gate. It was stuck in that area. And God sent me there right on time to report this to the police. Listen, y'all be safe out here. Y'all be safe out here and be careful with, people that you're attaching yourself with at this time, because there's just a lot going on. A lot of people have chose their side, and you need to make sure that y'all are all on the right side. If you're healing and you're trying to make better choices, you don't need to be around people that's going to peer pressure you or persuade you, motivate you to do some bullshit. Get away from those people because they will have you in that fire with them. You don't want to be burning. Because we know that God will allow some people to burn in the fire and God will protect some others. But you don't want to be tempting God. You don't want to overexceed. Like, motherfuckers be like, oh, God showed me grace here, so he's just going to show me grace forever. No, sometimes God might allow you to get burnt if you keep going. Don't be tempting God. Don't be provoked. Don't do that. If God shows you grace in a situation, you should be thankful. You should be repenting. You should be happy. You shouldn't be doing the same shit over and over because God forgave you. Eventually, he's going to see that you're not taking it serious. And now you're going to have to deal with the consequences of your actions. When God gives us grace, when God forgives us, we have to really honor that, respect that, and be humble about it. The moment that we feel like, oh, he did it because he said he would, whatever. And then we do some shit again and then he forgive us and then you some. Like, when do y'all think God get tired? Y'all just think that God don't get tired? Y'all think that God is slow? I think people think that the universe is retarded. Like the whole system. I don't know why. Why would people ever play with a force that created the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky, the sea, the ocean, the rivers? Are y'all shitting me? Rain and snow. Y'all can't even control. What the hell? That's coming from heaven above. And you're not afraid of a higher power. You don't have no humbleness or humility to that. This is why some of y'all would not survive in the wilderness, because you wouldn't bow down to a gorilla. You wouldn't bow down to an elephant. You would not bow down to a lion. You would think that you can beat the bitch. No, we have to learn to be humble when it's time to be humble. When God shows us grace, we need to be serious about that grace. When Daniel was being protected in the lion's den, you think he was provoking the lion? You think he was in there like, well, you ain't kill me now, so you ain't gonna never kill me. Why we want to test and play with God? When God already saved you from something, why would you put yourself back in that situation? Why do you want to play with God? Why do you want God to second guess if he made the right choice, believing you or giving you another chance? You don't want that. You want God to see that he made the right choice by giving you another chance. We don't want to take that for granted. Don't take that for granted. If you think that you're smart, how smart do you think his angels are? Like, seriously, if you really think that you're so smart, how smart do you think God's angels are? The ones that is walking in the clouds in front of you and the burning bush behind you. You think they ain't smarter than you? Like, we have to have some humility here. We do. We really do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for the ones that understand what I'm saying and you've been doing that, you know what it's like. When God really saved you from something, you're so humble and grateful, and you don't want to go through that shit again. When God really pull you out of something, he pulls you out of that fire. You're not going to go play around and get put back in the fire. Oh, well, God saved me before, so he going to do it automatically again. Who the fuck told you that? Who said that? Sometimes God will sit your ass in there and humble you. When he saves us, we have to take that as a big thank you and start changing our life or walking in that new. Like, come on, God gave a lot of us a second chance. And you out here playing with it. You out here playing with it like he owe you something. Excuse me? He gave us everything that we need on earth already. He gave us trees so that we have fruits and vegetables. He gave us water so that we're hydrated. What are we owe him everything. He don't owe us shit. He done gave us everything. What the hell? We're so blessed. He gave us a body that wakes up. We don't need to plug it into the wall. He gave us legs that we can move with it. He gave us arms. He gave us fingers. There's some people that don't even have all 10 fingers and they're still very grateful and they're working and they're hard working. Like, what the hell? There's some people that lost a leg, who maybe wasn't born with legs, and they're still grateful. They're moving around. Like, we have to really appreciate who we are and who God created us and who God created us to be and the things that God gave us here on earth. We got light from the sun. That's a blessing. What the freak is wrong with people? Like, that's already a blessing. We have light from the moon so that it's not pitch black outside. That's a blessing. We got rain so that our crops can grow. Hello? Did y'all not read the Bible? In the beginning, when it was no rain, with Noah, it was no rain. Nothing was growing. That was the first time they ever had rain. Come on now. Without rain, we won't have no fruits and vegetables. Without God, we wouldn't even have these animals on land. We have to not forget to stay humble and be happy when God pulls us out of that fire. But we also must realize why God puts us in a fire. Oh, excuse me, confirmation. Some people don't want to accept the reason that they're in a fire. You've been trying to put somebody else in a fire. Now God put your ass in a fire. And now you don't want to accept that that's your karma. You've been wishing death and bad on somebody. You've been jealous and hateful for somebody. You've been stealing. You're a thief, robbing people, stealing from people. And you're trying to figure why your life's so shitty. Nigga, that's what you manifested. That's what you manifested for your life. We have to be mindful of the energy that we're putting out, because if you don't want it to come back to you, then that's enough for you to start walking with, carefulness. I love y'all. I really do. Because at the end of the day, I love God's whole creation. Earth can be a lot, but I wouldn't change it for nothing. Like, I'm so amazed with God's beautiful earth. I'm so happy to be here. People may get on my nerves here and there, but it's not enough for me to be like, oh God, fuck this shit. Take me out of this world. No. That's why you keep your eyes on God and you continue to follow and listen to him and take the steps that he needs you to take. And he'll make sure that you're all right. We got to save ourselves. And then God will guide us in a way to save his people or to save the world. But there's people who, I talked about this before, trying to save the world, and you ain't even saving yourself yet. Trying to fight for the world, but you ain't even fighting for your relationship. You're not even fighting for your children. You're not even fighting for your career. You're not fighting for wealth. You're not even fighting for stability. Baby, work on you. And then God is going to create you to be this beautiful king or beautiful queen to really go out into the world and inspire and help and change the world. But y'all be trying to skip steps. How you trying to save the world, baby? You ain't even save yourself. You ain't even healed yourself. You still mad at your mama, your daddy, your sisters and brothers and aunts. Release that. Right? Work on ourselves. And then God will put us in a position that he needs us to be in to help and save the world. You can always tell who's supposed to be doing something and who they ain't by the way that they love themselves. They're taking care of themselves. If somebody ain't taking care of themselves, baby, I don't know why you listening to them. If somebody looking stressed, depressed, sad, mad, not in love, hateful, anything, I don't know why you listening to them. Because they haven't cracked the code to life yet. Cracking the code is loving yourself. You cannot get closer to God without having self-love. God does not work inside of insecure people. God cannot thrive inside of insecurities. He cannot thrive inside of haters. Bitch, you over here hating on the next person, but you talking about you blessed and highly favored. Bitch, how? A matter of fact, I just commented on somebody's comment. Somebody was talking about how they was blessed and highly favored, but they was spreading hate in some comments. I said, but you blessed and highly favored, girl, boom. Blessed and highly favored people ain't just spreading hate and all of that type of shit. What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? I see through the veil, baby. You ain't blessed and highly favored. Blessed by who? God can't bless where there's some mess. He cannot bless. Your blessings is going to be you waking up to have another chance. But this person, when people was responding back to them because they was spreading hate, it was about a relationship. How you talking about you married and you happy, blessed and highly favored, but you hating on the next couple? That's how I know people don't really be in love. Because when you're in love and you're happy, you want that for everybody. You want your friends to be in love. You want your family to be in love. You want strangers to experience love. When you really got God on your side, you want everybody to experience God. So if you pushing people away, spreading hate and all of that, baby, what God you got on you? Blessed and highly favored by who? By who, baby? Who? Who? Bitch sound like an owl in this motherfucker. Who? Who's blessing you? You ain't blessed. The hell? But yeah, I know I said a lot in this message, but I just needed to I guess, tone it down to one nice little quick message. But again, I love you all, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.